What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to TTP Sports. Get your brooms out, everyone, because we are going sweeping the Miami Marlins in Miami. Wow. I didn't think I'd ever say that in my goddamn life with this Phillies team. Sweeping the Marlins in Miami, a team that has been their Achilles heel. And now that is two straight series wins against the Marlins, who have been your Achilles heel, and you took a commanding series sweep. That's basically all you can ask for, especially after a 4-game losing streak during this road trip. And you do salvage the road trip, this 9-game road trip. You go 5-4, and that sounds a lot better than going maybe 4-5 or something like that. After you drop the last 2 games in St. Louis, you get swept in the 2-game series by the Blue Jays, and you go out here and sweep the Marlins. Your pitching was absolutely dominant. Marlins bats were very quiet. They get shut out 2 days in a row. And Aaron Nola today was just simply fantastic. The Phillies scored 4 runs in 1 inning. That's basically all Aaron Nola needed. Thankfully, he got some run support. Thankfully, he got some run support because Aaron Nola was just fantastic in this game. So fantastic. And I love watching it every single time he is out there. It's kind of a crime that he's not in the All-Star game, even though he wasn't going to pitch because he pitched today. But it's just, kind of weird that he wasn't even announced to the All-Star team. Same thing with Zack Wheeler. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to complain that much because I feel like these guys do need a break a little bit. This good old week break with the All-Star break starting tomorrow. I think this team does need it. It really does. And then you get the news earlier today before this afternoon's ball game with Zach Eflin. He pitched a simulated game. Didn't go well. Still feeling discomfort in that knee. Who knows how much longer he's going to be out for? Most likely, the Phillies are going to have to work the trade market here to get another starter into that rotation because you just got Ranger Suarez back. And do you really want to, go down the stretch with a Christopher Sanchez and/or Bailey Falter as your 5th starter? You were able to survive with that going into the All-Star break, but now since you're going into the second half of the season, granted your competition does get better as the season goes along, but you still want to have a reliable full 5-starter rotation and not have to rely on a wild card type of pitcher right there in a Christopher Sanchez or a Bailey Falter. So I do expect Dave Dombrowski to work the trade market. I know the starting market out there is insanely weak. There's not many names out there. Going to have to be creative. Some of the names out there, even though they're not the best thing in the world, they're not world-bending things like where you get a Max Scherzer being traded and stuff like that. That stuff is kind of rare. But the top guys, they're definitely going to be asking for a lot of things back. I do expect Dave Dombrowski to get a little bit creative here because we all know he's not going to be trading these top 2 pitching prospects and Micah Bell and Andrew Painter. Those guys are going to be completely off the books. So I expect something to be creative here. Maybe utilize a Rafael Marchand in a trade or something like that. Something like here, maybe use a depth pitcher. Maybe you trade a Bailey Falter or a Christopher Sanchez. Like I said, he's going to have to get creative here in the trade deadline to get another starting pitcher in here. But then you also have to look at what this team needs still. You still need a center fielder, possibly. Another outfielder, maybe. And some bullpen depth, maybe some bench depth. So those are, there's a lot of holes that this team still needs to be filled with. Right now, I do believe starting pitching now is your most prioritized thing just because of the Zach Eflin news. But there's still other things to do. But we'll get into more of that later. Let's get into the game because the game was just simply fantastic by Aaron Nola standards. Just really good. Had a chance to go to distance. He came out in the 9th inning and he allowed back-to-back singles. He had 108 pitches at that point. A lot of people were complaining that he got taken out, but I understand the decision from Rob Thompson. You want to go out there and get a win. You don't want to risk anything. So Aaron Nola, simply fantastic. 8 1/3 innings pitched, 4 hits allowed, 1 walk, 10 strikeouts on 108 pitches. His ERA drops to 3.13, and then Jose Alvarado comes in and gets the job done. Kind of got away with, Garrett Cooper just barely got 1 foul down the left field line, which most likely would have scored at least 1 run. Hey, you struck him out, and then he got De La Cruz the ground out to Alec Boehm. So overall, fantastic performance by Aaron Nola. A lot different than when you saw in St. Louis. There were a lot of similarities too, those first 4 innings in St. Louis where he was really dominant and he was attacking guys. He was basically just doing that the entire game, attacking guys with that fastball, getting them out on the curveball, not trying to be too cute, not trying to be too fancy. He was just going out there, getting quick counts, getting quick strikeouts, And basically, he only had 2 3-ball counts in this entire game. And those ended up being his, one walk. And I believe that was the Joey Wendell at bat in the 9th inning or something like that, I believe. Or it was the leadoff guy in the 9th inning for something like that. I think it was Cortez or Fortes for the Marlins, I believe. So he only had 2 3-ball counts. So that just shows you how efficient Aaron Nola was today and just how flat out dominant he was. You can't ask for more from Aaron Nola. Simply great. And all you needed was 4 runs. And all 4 of those runs came in the 4th inning, surprisingly. You do go 2 for 7 runners in scoring position, but hey, when Aaron Nola was pitching like he did today, you can look past that. Still, you were able to drive runs in. So that's really, really good. So basically, going over this ball game, you got Trevor Rogers out there on the mound. He left some pitches out over the middle of the plate, not going to lie, but he was a lot better than we've seen previously. This is probably like his deepest start that he's went through in a while. 6 innings pitched for him. But still, the Phillies managed to get to him in that top of the 4th inning. So we're going to go to that top of the 4th inning. Nick Castellanos leads off with a single. And then JT, he grounds into a fielder's choice, hustles out the play that beat the double play. So JT's on first, 1 out. So, what are you going to do in that situation? But then Alec Bohm absolutely destroys a ball, goes to dead center field, goes right off the top of the wall, scores JT Realmuto, makes it a 1-0 Phillies lead. Then Matt Vierling battling in his at bat, had a lot of foul balls during this. It was a 1-2 count, a lot of foul balls. He finds his pitch, drives it down the left field line, scores Alec Bohm, makes it a 2-0 Phillies lead. Didi Gregorius in his at bat. Actually, Didi had an at bat earlier in the ball game with runners in scoring position, and this was when JT let off getting hit by a pitch. Then Alec Bohm singled. Didi battled. He had a fantastic at bat here. 12 pitches, full count. No, actually, it wasn't a full count. It was a 2-2 count, but he was fouling off a lot of pitches. And sadly, he ended up popping out, but still a 12-pitch at bat. That was just a fantastic thing by Didi. But in this at bat, he fouls out. And then you go to Munoz. And my God, Munoz, this ball had a family. My God. Dude swings at the first pitch. Fastball up and away. He crushes it. My goodness. Home run, 2-run shot, makes it 4-0 Phillies. And that's basically runs the entire ball game, obviously. 4-0 Phillies win. And really, just looking at the entire lineup in this ball game, Kyle Schwarber, he goes over 4, 2 strikeouts. Rhys Hoskins goes over 3. It was really the guys in the bottom of the lineup that was doing damage in this game, which was very nice to see. Nick Castellanos goes 1 for 4. JT goes 1 for 3 with a hit by pitch. Alec Bohm had a fantastic game today at the plate, went 2 for 4, had a lot of hard hits in this ball game. Matt Vierling goes 1 for 4 with an RBI. Didi goes over 4. Munoz goes 1 for 4 with 2 RBIs on the 2-run shot, and then Camargo goes 2 for 4 in this ball game as well. So like I said, overall, just a pretty good ball game. Not much really happened. This game honestly went by pretty quickly, if you're not going to lie. Even though it was like a 1 o'clock game, ends around 4:30 or something like that. That's still like 3 to 3.5 hours or something like that. It kind of felt quicker than it actually did, in my honest opinion, just because the 4th inning was just like, the Phillies had base runners throughout the entire thing. They could have tacked on to the lead. But with the way Aaron Nola was pitching, it just didn't matter at that point. And with the way the Marlins bats were swinging today, they were just like, ugh. They were not good. They only had 4 hits in this game, and 2 of those hits came in the 9th inning. So, Marlins, I believe, their only run in this series was on a sac fly, and they have sucked with runners in scoring position. They only had 1 chance today. Oh, actually, they went over 2 at runners in scoring position in this game, but the 9th inning was their first chance with runners in scoring position the entire game, and that shows you how great Aaron Nola was on the mound. And now you go into the All-Star break with a series sweep of the Marlins, a 5-4 road trip after a 4-game losing streak during it. You have a lot to look forward to. You have a lot of positive things to take out of this. Your pitching was really good during this, I would say, most of this road trip. And they hit a flat line in Toronto. But I would say Zack Wheeler had a great performance in St. Louis. Kyle Gibson during this entire road trip was fantastic. You saw Ranger Suarez yesterday, who was fantastic in his appearance, coming back from the IL. Your bullpen still has been dominant. Aaron Nola, after the shaky start in St. Louis, bounced back from that mightily and had a fantastic game. Fantastic. And now I would expect Dave Dombrowski to add to the rotation with the Zach Eflin news, just to add to that rotation and bolster it. And a bunch of other moves, most likely. Like I said, he's most likely going to get more depth for the bullpen. Maybe go out there and get an outfielder or something like that. So there's definitely moves to be made for this Phillies team. And when you get Gene Segura and eventually Bryce Harper back as well, those are going to be two fantastic additions as well. So I don't expect Dave Dombrowski to go crazy with, getting a big name out there for the outfield or something like that, because eventually you are going to be getting Gene Segura and Bryce Harper back. Gene Segura probably earlier, so maybe halfway through August or something like that. And then Bryce Harper probably by the end to the beginning of September. I would end of August, beginning of September, maybe. By that, hopefully, if everything goes well for him. So yeah, I would say pitching is still maybe the priority for this team, but there's still a lot of depth options that they can go for. So now going into the All-Star break, the Phillies are 49 and 43. I believe the Cardinals game today got rained out, so the Phillies take control of that last wild card spot for the time being, because I think technically they're tied, but the Phillies do hold the tiebreaker between them and the Cardinals because they won the season series. So the Phillies now going into the All-Star break, they hold that third wild card spot. San Francisco Giants, they're a game behind both the Phillies and the Cardinals. Also, this series sweep was huge because you got the Marlins, who were technically in the wild card race. This series sweep puts them 5.5 games back. So that is a huge leap right there. Teams that are above the Phillies in the wild card, you got the Padres, who are 2.5 games up there, and you get the Braves, who are 6 games ahead in the first wild card spot. So the Braves are just going to keep on rolling. Looking at the standings in the NL East just to see where it's like. Phillies in third place, of course. They're now 9 games behind the New York Mets. The Braves are only 3 games behind the Mets. The Mets are still in first place at 58 and 34. So right now, NL East, very top heavy. Very top heavy with the 1, 2, 3 in the Phillies, Braves, and the Mets. Mets and the Braves obviously being the more better teams right now, but the Phillies are still creeping in there and battling for that wild card spot. Look at the Central. Brewers control that division so far with a 1-game lead on the Cardinals. Go to the NL West. The Dodgers obviously control that division 9.5 games above the San Diego Padres, who are in second place. So yeah, if you look at the AL East, Yankees controlling that division by 12.5 games. So yeah, that's their division for the taking. Minnesota Twins, they're holding a weak division first place spot there. So obviously it's not very exciting in that Central division for the American League. And then the Houston Astros, they're running the AL West by 10 games there. But then you get the Seattle Mariners, who are on a 13-game winning streak. My goodness, they just don't stop winning. Are the Mariners playing today? Yes, they are. They're in Texas, top of the 7th inning, winning 3-1. That score holds up. They have a 14-game winning streak. So yeah, that's very interesting. Just for everything going into the All-Star break too. So that's really nice to see. Really, really nice to see. And I want to see some more of the Phillies stats here. Just looking at some things. So the Phillies currently, I'm looking at their records against the division. Phillies are 18 and 19 against the East, obviously because they did play the Mets a lot. And earlier in the season, they were struggling a little bit under Joe Girardi, but they've been a lot better since. Against the Central Division for both, they are against the NL Central, they are 8-5. And against the NL West, they are 16 and 11. And against interleague play, they are 7-8. So overall, still very solid right here by the Phillies. They're finding ways to win without Bryce Harper, which is still very nice to see. Your starting pitching has been holding up, which is really good. Seeing Aaron Nola, Zack Wheeler having these seasons that they're having, especially with the way Aaron Nola has been pitching this year, bouncing back from last season, struggling. You have a nice 1-2 punch there in the rotation. Add a Kyle Gibson when he's on his game. Same thing with Ranger Suarez. And then whoever most likely you're going to be adding at the deadline, because I don't see Zack Eflin coming back for the foreseeable future at this point with the knee situation. It just, in my opinion, it just doesn't look good with Zack Wheeler at this point. Sadly, that is the case with Zack Eflin. Just can't stay healthy with the knee. Past couple of seasons, just can't stay healthy in general. So right now, you might have to look in a different direction for the starting rotation right now. And if he comes back, eventually, do you put him in the bullpen? If he is healthy enough? Question marks right there that you got to fill out. But still, I want to look at the upcoming schedule too, coming out of the All-Star break for the Phillies. So if I go to the Phillies schedule, no, I don't want to click that. Thank you, God, ESPN. Just let me go to the schedule. There we go. So if you're coming out of the All-Star break, you're going to have a 3-game series against Chicago. And for people that don't know this, remember that 2 games against Chicago are nationally televised. The Friday night game at 7:05, that's going to be on Apple TV. So if you don't have Apple TV, you got to find a way to stream it online. I recommend MLB66.ir. That is a great way to stream it if you don't have Apple Television. The Saturday game is not nationally televised. That's going to be on regular broadcast television for the Phillies. But then the Sunday game, that's going to be a 12 o'clock start on Peacock. So there's going to be a couple of games here to, got to find a way to watch there. So you got that 3-game series against Chicago. You got a 3-game series at home against the Braves. That's going to be a huge series. Then you're going to get a 4-game series to end the month of July in Pittsburgh. That's going to be a huge way to, get some wins there against a team that's not that good in Pittsburgh. One of those games is going to be nationally televised as well. The Phillies do have a couple of Apple TV games coming up in these 2 months, which is kind of not enjoyable. You got Apple TV the Friday against the Cubs, Apple TV on August 5th against the Nationals, and then Apple TV on August 12th against the Mets. When is the MLB trade deadline this year? Look at that. Trade deadline date this year. It is on August 3rd. August 3rd is going to be the deadline. So when you play the Nationals, so that's going to be directly after the trade deadline. Washington on August 4th. So, hey, you might not see Juan Soto that series. Or Josh Bell. You might see a very terrible Nationals team that series. But still, Pirates, a 2-game series against the Braves, Nationals, Marlins, Mets, Reds, Pirates, Diamondbacks, Giants. Then you get into September games and all that stuff. So right now, enjoy the All-Star break. That's basically what we're going to be doing right now. A lot of days off. You're going to be seeing Kyle Schwarber in the home run derby tomorrow night. I'll probably do some recaps on that. All-Star game, maybe I'll do something on that as well. It's going to be weird this week just because you don't have Phillies. You're going to have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday off, and then they play Friday night. So there's going to be some question marks. Like I said, I'll probably do a home run derby thing tomorrow. Same thing with the All-Star game on Tuesday. Wednesday and Thursday are questionable. We'll see what happens when that comes up. I do see some guys here in the live feed. Mr. W, it's so nice seeing guys like Munoz and Bohm step up when the guys at the top of the lineup aren't producing a lot. Oh, yeah, and Nola is on another level. Yep. Honestly, when Munoz gets his number called for the starting lineup, he hits a little bit. So, hey, kudos to him. That's basically it. 3 games, 27 innings, 1 run. Talk about total domination. Good time for the All-Star break. Exactly. Not sure, but it seems like it's been a long time since the Phillies have swept the Marlins. Yeah, it's felt like a while. I couldn't tell you the last time they swept this Marlins team, especially in Miami. I think the last time they swept the Marlins in Miami was when they were still a playoff team, the Phillies, right back in the 2010s, 2011s or something like that. I think they stayed it like Joe Blanton was still in the starting rotation at that point. Yeah. Braves lost today, so that's cool. Any idea what the rotation will be after the break against the Cubs and the Braves? So what I saw on ESPN, and I think the Phillies did announce this, I think Kyle Gibson's going to be the first pitcher against Chicago, and then Zack Wheeler's going to be pitching on that Saturday. Not sure what the rest of it's going to look like. Maybe you'll get a Ranger Suarez on that Sunday, and then Aaron Nola pitches after him. So we got to see. I would assume you get Aaron Nola maybe the first game against the Atlanta Braves. Maybe that's something that's going to happen there. MLB 66 is the GOAT. Yeah, especially when I need to clip highlights and stuff like that for BrodesMedia. That's what I use. MLB 66. Did you hear the news about the new scoreboard that we're getting next year? Sounds insane. Yeah, I don't know why they're doing it. I don't mind it. I don't mind it whatsoever. I don't mind it whatsoever. What is it? They said they measured the scoreboard in like 500 and something life-size fanatics or something like that. It was a weird measurement, but I hope they measure everything now in life-size fanatics. I just hope that. Ken says, have they started selling playoff tickets yet? Because he's in. You'll probably start seeing that eventually, but still. You got a whole second half to play. Still a lot of baseball left. And I can't wait for it. I can't wait for it to watch this Phillies team. Figure out a way. But the way they've had the 5th best record, I believe, since the start of June. They're 28 wins. I saw it on post game. Actually, let me try rewinding it so I can see that stat. Because I post game on like right behind me. So if I see what happens there, let's see. Let's see. What was the... It's Nola talking. That's not what I wanted to see there. Okay, that's Rob Thompson talking. Yeah, I'm probably not going to find it. I know they have 28 wins since June 1st, basically. That's what I know. think they're doing it because they're hosting the All-Star game in 2026. Just to guess, it's probably. They were probably going to eventually get a new scoreboard regardless, too. Can't imagine how big it's going to be, though. It's going to be weird. Weird. They said it's going to be like, what, the biggest scoreboard in baseball? Scott, thanks for all you do. See you after the All-Star game, my friend. I appreciate it, Scott. Definitely. Most likely, I'll be doing stuff for the Home Run Derby and the All-Star game on Tuesday. So, yeah, if you want to see some stuff about Schwarber, I'll definitely cover it the next couple of days with the All-Star break and stuff. We'll see what happens. If Schwarber wins it, maybe I'll do a recap or something. Or if Schwarber like loses in the first or second round or something like that, maybe I won't do anything. So, who knows? Who knows? But still, yeah, definitely. I know there's a lot of guys that are like being put in and out of the All-Star game over the past couple of hours. I know Ty France from Seattle just got at it. Mike Trout is not going to be playing in the All-Star game, so Byron Buxton got added to the team. So I don't expect any Phillies to be added. I don't expect Zack Wheeler to be added or something like that. Most likely those guys have already set up their vacations for the All-Star break. So you just got to see what happens. Just got to see what happens. But hey, it's going to be a nice, relaxing week watching the Home Run Derby and the All-Star game. Always look forward to that. Really, the MLB All-Star game is the only All-Star game I watch out of all sports. And I'm a hockey fan, but I kind of get bored with the NHL All-Star game. I kind of get bored with that. So, yeah, the baseball All-Star game, MLB stuff is... I enjoy it more, especially with the Home Run Derby, too. So, yeah. I just saw Michael has just got added to the All-Star rotation. And same thing, where is Wheeler? That sucks. Oh, he's replacing Corbin Burns. So Corbin Burns is not going to pitch. Interesting. Where's Wheeler? It sucks for some reason. I don't know why Zack Wheeler was not added to the All-Star team at all with the numbers that he is putting up this year. Same thing with Aaron Nola. But for Aaron Nola's case, he did pitch today, so he wasn't going to be pitching regardless on Tuesday. But still, for Zack Wheeler, it's just like, come on. Can't add him. What are you going to do? What are you going to do at that point? Maybe you'll see an announcement later that Zack Wheeler gets added. But at the end of the day, I don't expect it. Just with the way everything is going at this point. So, yeah, I think that's where we stand. with the Phillies right now. They got a huge series sweep in Miami. Something that I never expected to say. A series sweep in Miami. Wow. Never thought I expected the day where that came to fruition. But yeah, they did it. And they salvaged the road trip. 5-4 road trip. Hey, just keep on. And these guys, I do believe they need a break. Guys in the lineup, Castellanos, I believe, definitely needs to break. Even though he's like quietly having a 6-7 game hitting streak. But still, he needs a JT. Kyle Schwarber definitely needs this All-Star break. Rhys, Hoskins, everything. I believe everyone needs the All-Star break on this team. So yeah, get some rest in here. And then you come back in this weekend to play the Cubs. Get a nice series win there. So that's where I'm going to leave it all, folks. Thank you for joining the live feed as always. Do not forget to leave a comment in the comment section down below. I like to read those too. Do not forget to drop a like on the video. Don't forget to check out everything in the description below. Painted Lines BrodesMedia. Definitely recommend that stuff. I also recommend hitting the subscribe button. And I also recommend using the code TTPSPORTS for $20 off your first purchase at SeatGeek, everyone. And I will see you next time.